Hey traders, welcome back to another daily profit and loss recap video. Today is Thursday, August 17th. I just finished up trading for the morning. It was a very slow morning in the small cap market. I ended up with just $42 in profits, but in this video we're going to break down my trades today, talk about my thought process, talk about a few of the stocks that I probably should have been a little bit more focused on, and some of the opportunities that I missed out on, so that hopefully you can take something from my trading and from my mistakes and apply it to your own. That being said, the first trade for me today was with the stock MODD. This was gapping up in pre-market and in the after-hours session from yesterday, and we can see that there is some news related to this gap up. The company had a partnership deal to expand insulin delivery alternatives. So, not necessarily huge groundbreaking news, but regardless, there was at least some kind of catalyst for this stock gapping up in pre-market. That's the first thing that I like to look for when I'm looking for a potential gap and go, because otherwise, if there's no news or no real catalyst to validate why the stock is actually gapping up, more than likely it's going to end up just being a quick pump and dump, and it's going to be less likely to hold on to those gains once the market opens and once profit takers start to sell their shares. So that being said, right before the market opened, at 9:23 this morning, I posted MODD will be a great risk reward setup for a reversal. If we can get a quick dip down to the 110 area at the open, I'll be eyeing for a potential dip buy. At the time, it was trading at 121. And if we take a look here at the market open, we get a dip down to a low of $1.12, 2 cents away from that dip buy level that I was looking for before there is a nice bounce up into the 130s. So I got a portion of my shares filled down on that dip. Then once I saw it starting to form a little bit of a higher low here, I added some more shares into it, ended up with a total of 2,718 shares. So with one of my orders, I only got a partial fill, but my average price was really solid at $1.16, or right around there at least. And given the current market conditions with pretty much everything getting rejected and failing to hold on to breakouts, I didn't want to get greedy with this. I looked to take some very quick profits, locked in a portion of my profits into the VWAP and into these morning highs. And then once it had this nice volume spike up here to the 130s and it started to pull back a bit, I sold the rest of my shares and took $271 in profits on that trade. Another thing that kind of led me to sell was, if we take a look at the 5-minute chart, we can also see it was starting to form some trend resistance around that area, from the early pre-market session, or actually from the after-hours session the previous day, with that 152 peak, and then we have another peak at 142, and then this one intraday ended up being at 133. But this is the trend line resistance that we're looking at now. If this ends up being able to start breaking out back above that level later on in the day, I may actually end up getting back into this for a scalp in the afternoon, but as of now, I locked in my profits and I'm moving on from the trade. Okay, so the second trade for me today was with the stock TSHA. TSHA was in the Market Master Group's trade plans over the night, and the reason for that is because this was a big runner earlier in the week, and it was starting to pull back into this high volume area on the volume profile. Many times these areas will become a level of support and we'll start to see a stock bounce back up from those areas. So what I was originally looking for was going to be a pullback into the 160, maybe into the 170 area, to buy in on a dip and then look for a reversal back up to $2 or higher. But since this was able to gap up slightly this morning, on top of that, being that this was short sale restricted from the sell-off the previous day, and because it had this little bounce from the 170s in the early pre-market session, I decided to take a partial position into the gap up this morning. And since there was such a strong open, I was just looking for a quick scalp up to the 240, even 250 area. But unfortunately, there was just no follow through with this trade. It ended up selling off back under the VWAP, and once it started to break down underneath this morning low of $1.98, I took the loss on the trade and ended up with a loss of $228, which brought my overall profits for the day to just $42. So all in all, it's been a very anticlimactic morning, and realistically this entire week has been very boring. There hasn't really been any super big runners. Volume overall has been lower. And that is just kind of something that happens in the market from time to time, especially when dealing with small caps. Small caps don't necessarily tie in perfectly with the overall market. So, the stock market in general might be performing pretty well or even selling off to the downside, but that's not necessarily going to correlate with the small cap stock market. And although things are a bit boring right now, all it takes is one big runner to start bringing traders back into the small cap market, to bring volume back in, and to kind of get the ball rolling again. So hopefully we will see that pick back up soon. With that being said, I want to quickly go over BGLC. This is a stock that I definitely should have been paying a little bit more attention to this morning. Right now it is the current top percent gainer. It's up about 95% from the previous day's close. And the morning low on this stock is just 72 cents. It very recently hit a high of $1.63. So there was definitely big room for potential profit on this trade. Not to mention that if we take a look at these scanners are streamed in real time to all of our traders in the Market Master group. So, we've had traders watching this all morning. I've seen some traders actually post about BGLC, but BGLC was creeping up the top percent gainers list all morning. On top of that, it's been hitting the unusual volume scanner. There's been a few times where I noticed it on the crossing VWAP scanner as well, as it had a few brief breakdowns underneath the VWAP. So keeping an eye on these and, being a little bit more attentive to when a stock is hitting all of these different scans is very important, especially in these current market conditions. And like I said, definitely should have been paying a little bit more attention to BGLC this morning, especially as it started to kind of consolidate here around the VWAP around 10 a.m. this morning. That could have been a really solid opportunity to buy into this to kind of catch this later morning and afternoon run. Okay, so before wrapping up this video, I just want to remind you that yesterday I made $727 in profits, and I announced that I'm giving away all $727 of those profits to someone in the Market Master group, just as a way to give back to one of our team members. So if you're interested in joining into this giveaway, all you have to do is sign up for the Market Master group before 5 p.m. on Monday, August 21st. There's only a few days left to sign up. And the winner of this giveaway is then going to be randomly selected by the giveaway bot exactly 1 week from that sign up deadline. So make sure to come join us in the group, because on top of potentially winning $727, you're also going to get access to our team chat, our detailed trade plans, our live custom scanner streams, and so on and so forth. So if you're interested, use the links down below in the description to get signed up. Anyway, thank you for watching this video. I hope you found some value in it. If you did, please make sure to give it a like and subscribe to the channel. And until the next one, good luck with your trading.